Hey, thinkers, seekers, and explorers.
We've got another neural network news installment for you today.
Gang doing our own takeoff. By masters of the AI. They take it flight. Spreading knowledge to the left and to the right. Future's here and we're the ones in control. By masters of the AI.
Episode number 19.
Episode number 19. Nvidia's CEO Jensen Huang announced new liquid-cooled GPUs, and they've also surpassed Apple to become the second most valuable company in the world.
Jeez, they're going for it. China has demoed a text-to-speech AI akin to the like of OpenAI Sora. It's pretty incredible. We'll check it out.
Can't wait to see it. All right, and well, we're going to cover some of the recent news in the Department of Dangers of AI.
Danger zone.
Danger zone.
Several major AI platforms had an outage, plus a couple other notes on that.
So Apple Worldwide Developer Conference 24 is here. What's it all about? And we'll find out.
Very cool. From bites to brews, let's dive into today's beer segment. Cheers.
Cheers. And today it looks like we've got something from Pizzaport.
We got
Brewing Company.
Pizzaport, Carlsbad, California, San Clemente, California. Today we're drinking Ponto Sessions India Pale Ale.
4.5%.
4.5%. Ponto Sessions IPA pays homage to the southernmost beach and surf spot in Carlsbad. Local, Southern California, San Diego beer.
I like it.
Let's go.
All right, let's get into the headlines for this week.
So let's jump right into Nvidia. So a couple of things happened with Nvidia this week. Let's cover the big news. Nvidia surpasses Apple to become the second most valuable company in the world. Nvidia's valuation to $3 trillion, and that happened on Wednesday this week.
Wednesday, okay.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, they're continuing to grow. Everybody needs their chips, and they're continuing to innovate, and they are the leader of AI chips across in the world, and everybody's trying to play catch up. That's why they are in the top three, like Apple, Microsoft. They join the big leagues.
Not just chips. So basically, another thing that they announced this week is they announced their new GPUs. However, they are positioning themselves now as, they call it the Blackwell Platform. Not just chips, but entire platform capable of running AI-forward operations for an organization. So they're selling platforms now.
Yeah.
You want to be an AI-forward organization? Here's the picks and shovels you need to dig that gold with.
Yeah, it's just it's like was it 3 months ago that they announced their new chips and the Blackwell servers and all that.
Back in January, February, we covered the fact that they're using AI to design their new chips.
Right.
And now here they're coming up with new products. They're coming up with new products probably feels like every week, every time we cover Nvidia.
Yeah.
They got a new product announcement, new GPU, new redone AI forward.
I mean, Jensen Huang's certainly become a celebrity, much like Elon Musk. He's going around signing things, and people are just like, "Hey, sign this."
He's got fans.
He's got fans.
He's got fans.
He's got fans.
He's got fans. He's also a multi-billionaire, and he's up a part of he is running.
Yeah, and Jensen's like, we need bigger GPUs. Yes, of course, and I mean, he's also getting into robotics as well. They are just going.
This is one of the quotes I got from their announcement. So this is what he said. He said, everything's going to be robotic. All of the factories will be robotic. The factories will be orchestrated by the robots. The factories will orchestrate the robots. These robots will be building products that are robotic in nature. Robots interacting with robots, building products that are robotic. Mm-hmm. That's how he sees the future.
I like it. That's exciting. I hope you have stock.
And another thing that he said that was interesting, he said that Taiwan basically been making chips, and he says that this new series, this new evolution of products is basically the same thing. They only now are robotic. They got wheels, they got actuators, but it's still some. He mentioned that it's the strength of Taiwan to build electronic products. So he mentioned that.
I like this. Nvidia's grasp on desktop GPU market balloons to 88% market share. AMD just has 12, and Intel is negligible, says JPR. No more Pentium processors from the 90s. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, so China has demoed a text-to-speech AI. This is demoing some video much like Sora. So these are long-length videos that have the ability to make it look very, very real. This is coming from a company called Kayashu. Mm-hmm. And the actual video model is called KLING. And so today they are joining other tech firms in the race to rival OpenAI Sora with AI-powered video generation. So next, a Chinese boy wearing glasses enjoys a delicious cheeseburger with his eyes closed in a fast food restaurant.
It looks like a kid that exists, but it's not a kid that exists. It's an AI kid.
Yeah.
It's a video game. It's AI.
Yeah, this could be an NPC.
Yeah.
A Chinese man sits at a table eating noodles with chopsticks. This one was interesting just because of the complexity of the noodles. The fact that it leaves something on his face, like he's been...
Yeah, as if he's actually eating. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so we talked about this earlier. The white cat driving in a car through a busy downtown street with tall buildings and pedestrians in the background. This doesn't exist, and so it has to compile and really think, hey, how is this going to look? While there are no cars with a middle steering wheel.
Right, yeah. And it feels like the cat's popping out of the windshield, right? Like
it does.
The windshield, yeah. So like you said, it couldn't compile and took anything in the existing. It just took a cat. It took follow the prompt. Took a cat, put him in a car, and assumed that there's only one seat. With the steering wheel in the center. Prompt: little boy riding his bike in the garden through the changing seasons: fall, winter, spring, and summer. Let's see. Spring looks wonderful. Or fall. There's got to be fall.
No, it doesn't have any audio.
Sword didn't have audio either, right? We've added or something, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there it goes. It's slowly changing into winter with the snow on top.
Left is snow, but the right... Oh, look, the right got snow. Okay, so it gradually snowed in.
It does,
okay,
yeah.
Okay.
That's so cool.
Now we're all the way snow, yeah. A little man. Look, they made it Lego-like. A little man. It understood little man as a Lego. Ooh, go back to the blue rose. Dew on the blue rose petals. HD, close-up, detail.
You're great.
Do you believe Chinese? Did they create this with one prompt, with one attempt? I don't know. Because these are demoed version. These are recorded version, right? We didn't see them being done in real time. Like we can. Well, we didn't really see Sora being made in real time either.
No.
Right.
So this one's basically created a video with 30 frames per second at 1080 resolution, and it is a 2-minute video of a train traveling, viewing all sorts of landscapes through the window. And this one was very creative and very thoughtful in how it was creating the visual effect or visuals on it.
What's interesting about this Chinese examples, look at the prompts. Traveling by train, viewing all sorts of landscapes through window. So it didn't give them directions at different seasons. And traveling, it didn't say, what bothers me is it didn't say imagine. It just gave, maybe this AI is particular with whatever you put into it. You don't need to say imagine. Mm-hmm. You don't need to say animate. You don't need to say short video.
Create, yeah.
Yeah, create, right. Maybe with this product, you just type it in. It's kind of like telling the AI, you are traveling, you are viewing, you are. There was a couple other ones, right? Mm-hmm. With the man with the noodles, a man eating Chinese noodles just straight up, yeah.
Yeah. It's got some.
It's got some imperfections, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's AI. So it's not like you are 100% fooled, yeah.
Right. some of the body with water kind of interact in a unnatural way.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's pretty good. And like I mentioned earlier, when you see that, it's AI. But when you look at a picture like this, like, wow, that could potentially exist in the real world. Boom, something going on with the water here.
And then you just go into like
water
Italy.
or right in inland. It's a leaf right from the beach.
I like it.
So there you go, guys. China is now. I mean, we're not surprised that.
One of the things that you could potentially see with China taking an advantage over the U.S. is the U.S. has restrictions around copyright law and what data that it can mine or train on. And in the U.S., we're having a big discussion on, you can't use our data.
Copyright. You gotta pay for access. You want to use our data set.
Do partnerships.
Give us money. But you mentioned a thing that makes a lot of sense because China is not really restricted by all these rules that we have in this society, in this Western society. So they're able to train on a much larger data set, and they don't care if it's stolen information or not. Their AI is going to be better because it has access to this bigger training data, these bigger examples. They'll have access to the train in the car, so to speak.
They'll take
more variations of the train in the car, so to speak.
Yeah,
or anything.
You can see that happening in the same fashion of it training on every single, let's say, Disney movie, and it comes up with an incredible Pixar-style video. And Sora tries to do that, and they get blocked by Disney because it's Disney's IP. Time will tell. Time will tell.
But very good point that it can... because they're not as restricted as we are here, they'll be able to use the entirety of the internet to be trained on. So it could make their models richer in that sense.
Yeah. Fun stuff. What else have we got going on these days? Dangers of AI. The danger of all that training data.
All right. Dangers of AI. So apparently several employees, current and former employees of OpenAI, Anthropic, and DeepMind published an open letter called A Right to Warn. It calls for companies to expand whistleblower protection so workers can raise the alarm about potential AI dangers without fear of retaliation.
Yeah, it was an open letter. You can see everybody's formerly OpenAI, and it's a bunch of anonymous, and then people who currently work.
So a bunch of anonymous are currently or OpenAI. Some of them are formerly. Okay, and then. So
this was a signed letter to an open letter.
Yeah,
just calling out.
And on that note, in terms of dangers, Roman Yampolsky was on Lex Friedman. He's an AI safety researcher who believes that the chance of AGI destroying human civilization is 99.999%. If you want to get depressed about AI, listen to the Lex Friedman interview with Roman Yampolsky.
Yeah.
It's a discussion that needs to be had, and
I mean, Lex did point out to the fact that he will continue to chat with many AI researchers and engineers, most of whom put doom in this fashion at less than 20%. But it is important to talk about the dangers and the technical side that the existential risks of AI.
He's basically saying the Terminator is going to decide that humans, doesn't need to exist for the purposes of consciousness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a meme I saw earlier about AI taking over, and then all of a sudden there was a massive solar flare and it wiped out all of the electronics. And then man went back to the Stone Age, and they worshiped the sun god because it wiped out AI.
There's some to it. Huh?
Yeah. I saw that. I was like, that's funny. But yeah, there's a lot of social engineering. I think is a danger that could become of it. I think
it's an important conversation because it's important. We're part of this complex system with the AI. We're a huge part of it, right? We're trying to make this thing work for us, but it's it could be a form of intelligence. So it's an important conversation to be had so that we can shape this technology and hopefully channel it in the right direction.
Yeah. And so that's kind of that open letter that was written of, hey, these are, we need to have whistleblowers that can say this isn't going in the right direction. We need to have an open conversation about it rather than it being closed behind closed doors. So we know that AGI is certainly on its way. A question of when it's going to happen. Do the math and just basically draw a straight line on normal progression. We know it's going to be 2027, like Elon Musk and a few others say it's going to be next year.
Some give think of a year. 2027, 2028 sounds totally plausible.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the AI crash that happened across several platforms earlier this week.
I mean, you can consider it a danger because if you have multiple systems relying on ChatGPT and it goes down, then you have a problem. Basically, systems won't work.
And so many of these services are API'd into ChatGPT, so it could have like a massive effect. Yeah. But what's interesting about this week, let's go over what happened. The ChatGPT went down.
Yeah, it went down twice in a massive...
On Tuesday.
Yeah, on Tuesday. Nobody knows what happened. I looked as much as I could. Nobody seems to give us an reason why.
What caused it, right?
Yeah. Gemini was down as well. Anthropic, Claude was down. Perplexity was down. And they all had, the same... Gemini is currently on break. We'll be right back. And all these weird messages. So we're not sure what actually happened. It's unusual to see all three major providers to be down at the same time, which could signal a broader infrastructure issue or an internet scale problem, such as those that affected the social media sites simultaneously last year. It's possible that Claude and Perplexity's issue were not due to bugs or other issues. It could have just been receiving too much traffic because everybody went to the one that was working. So they just bogged the system down and made it crash.
I'm giving her all she's got, Captain. If I push it any harder, the whole thing will blow.
So the traffic that ChatGPT usually gets, people not getting the answers, and you need AI to process whatever they're say working at that time.
Yeah, it could have been a domino effect. But, I mean, that is kind of the danger of AI. We are reliant on the infrastructure of the internet and those services. Until it's local, we're reliant on their servers. I'm going to switch over here.
Yeah, let's go over the Apple stuff.
So on June 10th, Apple announced at their WWDC the Apple Intelligence.
Apple Intelligence will enable your iPhone, iPad, and Mac to understand and create language, as well as images, and take action for you to simplify interactions across your apps.
It's named for a new suite of AI features for the iPhone, Mac, and more. Starting later this year, Apple is rolling out what's saying a more conversational Siri. We'll see how that goes. But you can do things like making your own emojis, creating images. You can talk to it a little bit more. It also has a chatbot, so it can adjust any text if you want it to be updated. So the question that I asked earlier was, what does it mean? Apple is basically coming into the ring with their AI system, and really interested to see how well it plays out.
Apple's going to be using ChatGPT for its Siri. OpenAI's technology will be opt-in, so you'll be like, I want it or I don't want it, right? Steve Jobs turning it over in his grave.
Yeah, so Apple is
if they're gonna do the most important thing that these devices are gonna do, which is AI, right?
Right.
It's all gonna be AI forward from here on, right? This genie is not going back in. We're not putting this genie back in the bottle. So they're putting Microsoft freaking software, freaking AI into Apple products. I refuse. So. I don't like it at all.
Icon recoloring.
Tint them all with color.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure that they're going to be doing some cleanups. I mean,
love it.
Their stuff is mildly outdated.
AI features.
Yes.
Apple's racing. So this is macrumors.com.
Yeah.
Apple is spending more than $1 billion per year on AI research on the hardware. So if Apple could do something that's run on a device, some of the initial AI features coming up on iOS will be run on device and won't rely on cloud servers.
Yeah,
that is huge.
With Apple Intelligence, powerful intelligence goes hand in hand with powerful privacy. We have integrated it deep into your iPhone, iPad, and Mac, and throughout your apps.
We want to run as much as we can on device because it delivers low latency and a better user experience. Apple Intelligence starts with their on-device foundation model, a highly capable large language model.
And we'll go into this a little bit more in our next episode, but the local model is a 3 billion parameter SLM, and the diffusion model does the same. So anything running locally on Apple's secured cloud is actually an Apple model, not an OpenAI. So it's fine-tuning everything into a more secure local thing. That's what why.
But they have to redesign the whole device if they're going to be running LLMs on a device.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
I mean, are these current phones capable of running on-device LLMs?
With their new processing chips, yeah. Small LLM like Meta has, which is a 7B and an 8B. I think 8 billion parameter LLM. Mm-hmm. It's not. It's basically ChatGPT 4 level. So some of the advanced features are coming to iOS 18. Photo retouching with the Photos app, what every other phone has right now. Apple is certainly joining the rest of them, but I'm not. I'm disappointed.
I think they're behind.
I'm disappointed.
Yeah, I think they're behind it. They truly need to. Look what Elon's doing. Elon knows he has to compete. Boom. XAI. Boom. Grok. And he's dumping money into it. Obviously, we saw from that other article that he's prioritizing, or maybe a rumor, that he's prioritizing Nvidia chips to go to X and XAI or to Grok versus Tesla.
Yep. So the last thing that I have here from Greg Brockman at OpenAI, they're basically sharing progress toward understanding the neural activity of language models. So this is what they're doing. We really don't know how it's processing things. Improved methods for training sparse autoencoders at scale. Disentangling GPT-4's internal representation into 16 million features, which often appears to correspond with understandable concepts.
Explain this to me in English. What does this say?
I know, that's...
They create technology.
Yeah.
They don't know how it works. So they're creating a new technology, some kind of software, let's call it, to try to understand the technology they already created.
So there's an entire website for this. So there's a paper that they released.
They're trying to understand the patterns of how it works. Mm-hmm. This is nuts. We create technology that we don't fully understand how it works. But we knew that 2 years ago, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because they've been saying that, we don't really know how it works, but this is what it does. It's way above our pay grade.
We're trying to understand, or ants trying to understand the world. Shout out to CozySolutions.com. Discover your dream space with CozySolutions.com, where elegance meets comfort in their fully furnished homes and apartments.
Enjoy pet-friendly options, fast Wi-Fi, and prime locations in Orange County and San Diego. And you can rent their homes for a month or two.
Are you ready to cozy up in style?
Use promo code NNN for $99 off of your booking. Visit CozySolutions.com to find your perfect stay today. And also shout out to our sponsor, MicTrainer.com.
Say goodbye to eating the mic and say hello to flawless performances with Mic Trainer.
Use promo code NNN for 20% off on MicTrainer.com and discover adjustable attachment that maintains the perfect distance and angle for singers, DJs, and speakers alike, ensuring your voice is heard crystal clear without sacrificing sound quality or hygiene.
Yeah, we use them here in the studio, so check out MicTrainer.com.
If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. It means the world to us.
Hit that like button. It lets the algorithm know that you enjoy this type of content, and it greatly supports the channel.
Please subscribe and never miss one of our episodes.
Neural Network News.
Broadcasting the pulse of innovation. Thanks for watching, guys.
Bye.
Listen up, it's the Masters of the AI, broadcasting live from our